Morning, this is Tom. Negotiating with Jesus. So today, it's day 2 of day 4. So I went to a men's retreat. It's not that bad. Oh, that's my dad's helpers here. It is 7:40. So pretty chaotic morning. So the weekend I was away. So you go to spiritual retreats occasionally in church, and one of the things you do that's surprising that people don't know what church is. They don't know what church is. So the church might be hated, Christians hated. Good enough. They're supposed to be hated. The world's supposed to hate Christians. Christians are supposed to not be surprised by that. If the world hates you, it hated me first. The world hated Jesus and killed him. Jesus, if you will read a story, there's no one who acted better, more profoundly, was more important, did more good work than Jesus. I don't care how you evaluate and add up your point system. Jesus did good only. So they had to kill him. So if the world hates you, Christian, follower of Jesus, hated me first, Jesus says. So, whatever you think of the church is, you're probably wrong. The church is a place where people try to do good, but they aren't good people. The strange thing about the church is it's the sinner's club. Now, even the people who attend don't hear that well and don't accept that well. No, I'm a good person. Well, a good person doesn't need to come to Jesus. A good person got this. And, the you got this, Boston Strong, all the things that are designed to encourage the world are all well and good, but it's not the church. The church is, you don't got this. You aren't a good person. It's some sort of sinful confession that we do all the time in church, but I'm trying to get to this weekend. A weekend retreat. So the idea that the church is a place where sinners come to try and learn how to do good, and that they fail, it's like, no kidding. These are broken people who are trying to be repaired and trying to bring good to the world that is not of their goodness and holiness. There's some strange mix of the Holy Spirit has to work through you, and you have to say that I am a weak vessel. It's some very strange, unworldly idea. It's not in any way an idea that the world would come up with. Totally insane. So the church does things to help people experience love and help people try and work in the world in their weakness and try and transform the world. A lot of it is being transformed yourself. So however this video plays, I got my light beard and my normal darkness, whatever. So I went away the weekend, and it was a discipleship type thing. So we're talking about how do you serve well, and what is a disciple? A disciple sounds like discipline. Yeah, discipline. So that's part of it. I'm gonna be eating I'm doing too much, so I'm probably a distracted driver, and you could probably have me arrested. I'm gonna take a bite of toast, and I don't want crumbs on my car, but I'm probably gonna get crumbs down here. I'm at a traffic light. Nobody's moving. It's like I'm at the breakfast table. Okay, 2 big bites. Get my little chipmunk cheek going. So, a discipleship type retreat. You're trying to be disciplined, and all religions and all self-aware people want to add some aspect of how can I grow. So So people will often, I just started and then my toast went sliding. Okay, now we're going. Nice, easy drive, straight line for the next 2 miles, 3 miles. So people, all people in the world, not the church, the world understand that growth is important. So the church does things that look like what the world would do. But it has to not be what the world would do. It has to. It has to be something strange. So while it was a men thing, there were 2 women there who were guides and teachers, and they were terrific. One in particular was just an excellent presenter and speaker, and just had she was top notch. And I don't disparage women in ministry. So some churches try and sort out how to do ministry, and women aren't necessarily teachers or the preachers, pastors. In my denomination, women are allowed. There's no technically no discrimination, but people are people. So it's men getting together and encouraging each other to sacrifice some of your time and talent and gifts and money to help others. You've got to do that if you want to follow Jesus. You've got to sacrifice. So that's the big thing that Jesus did. He sacrificed for the worst, not for the greatest, not for the ones who deserve it, for the ones who don't deserve it. And it's really hard to logically piece together what Jesus did. It gets kind of complicated. Anyway, so we were away in the weekend, and we did a discipleship, and they had some surprises which are designed to give you a glimpse of a heavenly type of world, and they don't really talk about it because they want the surprise to remain. So then I come home, and my dad and I fight. So my dad is living with me, and we don't have a great relationship. So that's something that should be fixed, but for the life of me, it is what it is, and it's a little bit broken and damaged, and I'm going to try and be gracious. I welcome my dad in. Not because I want him to live with me, not at all. Not interested in spending time with my dad, not at all. But I ought to anyway, so that's some kind of sacrifice, yeah. And then he wants to argue about what he sees as the work of the church. And if you're not doing what he sees as the work of the church, the implication, it's not spoken directly because he's a tricky man. He can't say it directly, but the implication is if you're not doing this, what are you even doing? And so I fight with him a little bit, and he's upset and thinks I'm twisting his words, and we get into these battles, and it's strange. So my main point is that the work of the church is a mystery that people don't understand, and that if people would actually be involved, they would start to understand that the church's whole mission is to try and love the unlovable. Try and love those who don't deserve it. That's the whole Jesus vision. And so then you find somebody who's just annoying or a jerk or a failure and doesn't deserve to be loved. Well, there you go. That's your mission. So my dad in my house is, okay, there's my mission. Someone who tests me. So I don't kick him out. We have our little scuffles. We move on with our lives. He has the best part of the house. He's living independently, although barely managing. He has some assistants come in and help him with things. But it has to be independent living, because guess what? I'm at work. I can't. Once he becomes dependent living, that he needs constant nursing care, he has to go to a nursing home. And that's the tragedy of life, is that all your abilities go away. Some to a greater degree, some to a lesser. So here he is, he's in my house, and I am to humbly continue to try and serve as best I can. And it is to test me. I am not to like it. Then it's not really a challenge. If you can love those who you love, mafia bosses love their family as they're killing the competition so they can sell more drugs. It's weird. We kind of understand it, and we kind of completely misunderstand it. So my point was, I was away at a retreat. I argue with my dad, and I'm to love anyway. Not like, not enjoy, but sacrificially love. So there it is. Sacrifice. Go change the world. Tom out.